Perfect TV shows are rare, and even some of the strongest series won't have a universal appeal. For example, some may find The Bear far too stressful to enjoy, despite its high quality. Meanwhile, others may not be able to get past how dark a series like Mindhunter is or appreciate how episodic Doctor Who is. It takes a special type of series to achieve a near-perfect run and maintain widespread interest, and there are a few impressive titles that manage it. These shows are almost impossible to hate, even if you're a stranger to their genres or not a big TV watcher. The Leftovers. Streaming on HBO Max. Justin Theroux as Kevin Garvey looking surprised at something off-screen in The Leftovers. The Leftovers kicks off with a gripping opening scene, with 2% of the population vanishing into thin air within minutes of the pilot starting. From there, the HBO show goes on to explore the survivors' response to the earth-shattering event. The mystery of what happened to the departed looms over every storyline, but solving it isn't the point of the show. Instead, The Leftovers takes a deep dive into its character arcs, with standouts like Justin Theroux and Carrie Coon taking center stage. Their bizarre but emotional journeys are certain to intrigue anyone, and their compelling performances will keep them there. The Leftovers is so good, most won't even mind the lack of answers at the end. It speaks to grief and the human condition, making it hard to dislike. Breaking Bad. Streaming on Netflix. Bryan Cranston on the phone as Walter White in Breaking Bad. There's a reason Breaking Bad is one of the biggest shows of the 21st century, and it has to do with its universal appeal. Not everyone enjoys crime shows, and that might lead them to ignore series about mobsters and law enforcement. But opening with Walter White as an average chemistry teacher facing all too familiar healthcare problems in the US makes his story instantly relatable. Breaking Bad also perfectly balances humor and drama, ensuring it's not too heavy of a watch, well, at least not until the end, and then viewers will be too invested in the story to mind. The show's ending is pretty much seamless, too, which is a surefire to win over audiences, since far too many series fail to stick the landing. Succession. Streaming on HBO Max. Kendall talks to Logan in Succession. A series following the worst and wealthiest people around should be a hard sell, so it speaks to Succession's quality that it's nearly impossible to dislike. The writers do a stunning job of presenting the Roy family drama in a way that feels a lot like a train wreck. As terrible as it is, you won't be able to look away. It helps that the cast of Succession is full of standouts, all of whom make even the most unlikable characters feel just a little too sympathetic at times. The show's humor is refreshing, and beneath it, there are valid points to be made about oligarchs and the ways they impact everything from the media to politics. Avatar: The Last Airbender. Streaming on Netflix and Paramount+. Zuko and a smiling Aang in Avatar: The Last Airbender. Those who grew up with Avatar: The Last Airbender know it's a flawless show, but I'd challenge even adults who missed the Nickelodeon series to give it a chance. The Last Airbender is one of those series that's aimed at kids but is just as entertaining and hard-hitting later in life. Aang's journey seems light-hearted on the surface, but it's a story about imperialism at its core. This balance between the light-hearted humor and the serious subjects the show often tackles makes it an incredible watch. ATLA is full of hope and meaning, but it's also fun and comforting, especially since good tends to win out. This makes it the perfect watch for viewers of any age. And with its incredible world-building, it's the type of story you'll want to return to over and over. The Good Place. Streaming on Netflix. Kristen Bell holding a drink and looking shocked in The Good Place. Whether you believe in the afterlife or not, almost everyone has grown up hearing about it, and that makes The Good Place's hilarious and thoughtful take on the concept accessible to just about anyone. The story opens with Eleanor Shellstrop waking up in the eponymous version of heaven, then realizing her being there is a huge mistake. Things get increasingly more bonkers from there, with The Good Place Season 1 delivering one of the best TV twists of all time, and the series finale giving us one of the strongest conclusions. If that's not enough reason to love The Good Place, there's also the hilarious humor and heartfelt character journeys. You'd be hard-pressed to find someone with dry eyes after finishing it. Schitt's Creek. Streaming on Hulu. Characters put their arms around each other, cry, and wave goodbye in the finale of Schitt's Creek. Perfect sitcoms are hard to come by, but Schitt's Creek is one that stands out among the competition, and while it's too soon to say it will stand the test of time, I have a good feeling that it will. Despite taking a while to find its footing in Season 1, Schitt's Creek does a masterful job of developing the newly broke and displaced Rose family. Although the Roses aren't relatable at first, Schitt's Creek takes them on a journey that will win over almost any viewer by the end. The series' humor is spot on, but even more compelling than that is its emotional core. It's such a joy to see how the Roses' relationships evolve with the people in their town and each other. Add in the accepting nature of the world, and it makes for a perfect viewing experience. The Haunting of Hill House. Streaming on Netflix. Nell Crane, Victoria Pedretti, in The Haunting of Hill House. The Haunting of Hill House is easily Netflix's best horror show, and it's even a great watch for audiences who don't normally reach for the genre. Although The Haunting of Hill House has a few jump scares and genuinely eerie moments, it's more about the characters' relationships, trauma, and grief. This makes it appealing even without the horror elements, which are minimal enough that even easily scared viewers can bypass them. The Haunting of Hill House is a beautiful and emotional story that will stick with you long after the credits on the final episode roll, and it's hard to find fault with its moving approach to difficult subjects. Bluey. Streaming on Bluey. Bandit talking on a beach with Bluey and Bingo. It may be aimed at children, but if there's any series that's truly impossible to hate, it's Bluey. The kids' cartoon is a breath of fresh air, taking the healthiest approach to every topic, including mental health, mortality, and even infertility. It's telling that even parents enjoy watching Bluey, despite most of them doing so for their kids. Bluey is simply too wholesome for anyone to truly dislike, even if adults don't go out of their way to watch it. And given how comforting it is, older viewers might benefit from it as background noise. It's certainly one way to combat the stress of everyday life.